Hi, everybody. My name is Kayla Wickland,
And my name is Joel Grosser.
and we are two members of the Orientation Council, and we are so excited to welcome you home to Belmont this fall. And in this video, we are going to walk you through picking your courses, creating your class schedule, and actually registering for those courses. So just to tell you a little bit about ourselves, again, my name is Kayla, and I'm a senior music education major from Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Hi, everybody. Again, my name is Joel. I am a senior accounting and business systems and analytics double major from Fort Thomas, Kentucky. Now, off the top of this video, I want to say you do not need to have a schedule prepared when you show up to your orientation day. There is time built into the schedule that day where you will be meeting with students and staff from the college within Belmont that you're a part of, and they will be helping you build a schedule. We just want to create this video so that you're familiar with the process and start getting into the right mind space for that. So now with that being said, in this video, I'm going to act as the student leader helping the new student, Kayla, pick her course schedule for the fall.
Awesome. So I'm going to share my screen with you guys. And for the purposes of this video, we are acting as though I'm a business student. And so all of the resources we are using are from the business school. However, all of the information that we're telling you is applicable to the resources that you will be receiving from your individual college, depending on your major.
Mm-hmm. You guys should be getting an email either a day or two, maybe three, before your orientation day with a welcome from the dean of your college and also some information about selecting courses. So you might not have this exact sheet that we're now showing on the screen, but you'll have something similar to provide some guidance on what you might want to look at taking so that you're not picking from every class that Belmont has to offer, because that's very overwhelming.
Right.
Okay, so let's get started. The first thing we would need to do is open Class Finder, and that can be found on the My Belmont homepage on the left side under the Launchpad.
So there's Class Finder. Oops. And you might need to unblock pop-ups, just a note. That's kind of a theme on all of My Belmont. So once you open Class Finder, you want to make sure that you're selected Fall 2020 term. It defaults to Summer 2020, which is kind of silly, but you want to make sure that you have Fall 2020 selected and that you have undergraduate selected.
Awesome. Now we've done that, let's go back to the course sheet that we received. Now, if you have any classes that you know of that meet at irregular times, or that any student leaders or staff tell you meet at irregular times, that's a good class to start with first. And when I say irregular times, I mean classes usually meet on Monday, Wednesday, Friday at the same time, or Tuesday, Thursday at the same time. So if you have a class, say, that meets on a Monday and a Tuesday, or a Thursday and a Friday, that's not a regular meeting time. So that one might be a little difficult to work into your schedule later. So we recommend just getting them taken care of first. And in this example, as a business major, I know that the business experience is one of those classes that meets at irregular times. So that's where we're going to start. We're going to start with management 1110 in Class Finder.
Awesome. So I'm going to go to Class Finder and scroll down until I find the Management tab, which is MGT. And then here are all of the business experience classes. So I can pick any of these sections. And I think that I'm going to go with this one. And this meets from 11 to 12:15 on Thursday. R stands for Thursday, which is kind of a weird abbreviation, but just something to get used to. And then it also meets from 12 to 12:50 on Monday. So I'm going to go over to this worksheet that I have pulled up on the left half of my screen. This is a great example of a resource that the GPS office provides. So this is kind of a course planning worksheet. And so I'm going to go into here and I'm going to put the business experience in 11 to 12:15 on Thursday and noon to 12:50 on Monday.
While Kayla is filling out the top half of the sheet, I want to say a quick word about the bottom. It's really important that you not only put them in the schedule, but you also fill out the bottom. The CRN that she's putting in now is the most important number when it comes to actually registering for your class. It's found all the way on the left side of Class Finder. But when it comes time to actually use the system to register, all you do is input the CRN. So it's really important that you have the CRN that's actually associated with the section that you're trying to get into, and you just keep up to date on what those are if you're changing sections and stuff.
Right. And another really important column to keep track of is your credit hours. And so that stands for how many credit hours each class is worth. So you can see business experience is worth 1 credit hour, and it says that right here in this column on ClassFinder. And that's important to keep track of because a full-time student at Belmont is considered anywhere between 12 and 16 credit hours, but all full-time students pay the same price. So that means if you're taking 12 credits or if you're taking 16, you're going to pay the same thing. And so we recommend everybody who's coming in as a first-year Belmont student to try to get to 15 or 16 credits to both get the most for your money and also to keep on track to graduate within 4 years.
Yep. Okay, now that we got the business experience on the schedule, let's go ahead and look at the other required courses for the first semester. Let's start with first year seminar, Bell 1015 on ClassFinder.
Awesome. So I'm going to scroll up to Bell Core, BEL, and then as you can see, first year seminar is something that has a lot of sections. And so something to keep in mind with this is that you can pick a first year seminar, and then as you're going along picking the rest of your classes, if you find that another class you decide you want to take meets at the same time as the first year seminar that you selected, it's very easy to go back and pick a different time for first year seminars so you can make both classes work in your schedule. So I think I'm going to select this first year seminar, which is taught by Dr. Rittercon, and that meets from 9:30 to 10:45 on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in my schedule. And I write FYS because that's the abbreviation that we use for first year seminar at Belmont, and you'll probably hear that a lot. So the CRN is 11564. BEL, it's 1015.14, and it's FYS, and it's 3 credits. Awesome, I've got that all in.
Okay, so now let's look at first year writing, English 1010 on class.
I'm going to go to the English tab. And again, first year writing, there's a ton of sections. So I think that I'm going to go with this one that meets 9 Monday, Wednesday, Friday, because I like to get up and get my day started. So I'm going to put that one in my schedule, and I'll write first year writing, similar to FYS in the abbreviation. And then I'll go down here and do 11968. Is that right? 968? Yep.
Yes.
4 section, first year writing, and it's 3 credits. Awesome.
Okay, so we have all of the required for first semester classes scheduled. And now we want to look at the bottom of the sheet. Now this can look really overwhelming at first. These are all classes that you will need to take by the time you are graduating, but they can be spaced out as much or as little as you want them to be. So it looks really overwhelming at first, but let's look at like fine arts. It says 3 hours each, which means you only have to take 1 of those classes to graduate. And that's the same for social sciences and for humanities as well. So there's a lot to choose from, but the minimum to graduate is 1 from the fine arts section and 1 from the social science section.
And just a reminder, this is an example for the business school. And so different colleges will have different requirements. Some colleges you have to take 2 3-hour social science classes to get your degree. And some colleges, such as mine in the School of Music, I don't have to take any economics to get my degree in music. So each sheet that you get from your college will be separate, but you can follow the same procedure that we're doing.
Absolutely. Now, as a business major, I would recommend that you go ahead and take either macroeconomics or microeconomics in your first semester to start the track of your business classes. So that's where I think you should go, Kayla.
Awesome. So I think I'm going to look at microeconomics. So I'll go to the economics tab and scroll down. Here's macro and here's micro. Awesome. So you can see these red numbers, those are the sections that are full. So they have 35 out of 35 seats filled. So I can't register for either of those sections, but the one right below it definitely still has spots left. And that is from 3:30 to 4:45 on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And I think I like the idea of micro being in the afternoon. So I'm going to go ahead and put that one into my schedule. So I'm going to say micro, and then I'm just going to go ahead and fill in economics 2220. Oops. And 3 credit hours. Awesome. So that's all good to go.
Cool. Let's do a quick credit check. You have 10 credit hours picked right now, which means we want to try and get 2 more 3-hour classes in the schedule to get you up to 16. now that you have a lot more choices, this is a place where maybe a lot of incoming students want to take their first year religion class to get them on the religion track, or maybe if a social science seems particularly interesting to you, you can go ahead and take a social science. Are any of the social sciences interesting, striking out right now?
Yeah, I actually am pretty interested in PR. So maybe I'll look at this public relations principles.
Okay, that's PRL in Class Finder.
I'm going to scroll down and find PRL. There it is. And here's that class. So it looks like both of those sections are full, but that's totally okay. That happens a lot, especially when you're registering your first semester, because a lot of sophomores, juniors, and even seniors are working through their Bell Core requirements. And so maybe I'll look at not a social science and I'll actually look at a humanities so that I can still take that class that I want to take just later.
Yeah. Are any of the humanities coming and showing up as interesting to you?
Oh, I loved The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. So maybe I want to take this class.
Oh, C.S. Lewis, J.R. Tolkien. Get some Lord of the Rings action in there?
Yes,
Absolutely. ENL, English
ENL,
literature.
so that's English literature. And here's that class. Uh-oh. And it meets at 9 to 9:50 Monday, Wednesday, Friday. But I already have my first year writing set for 9.
That's okay. Remember earlier, Kayla was talking about how there's a lot of sections of seminar and of first year writing. So this is one of those times where if you really want to take this C.S. Lewis class, you can definitely take it and we'll go find a new section of first year writing. So if this is a class that she wants to take, and it looks like she does because she's already filling it into the schedule, go ahead and fill it in now, and then we'll go back and find a new first year writing time.
And I'm just going to call this class the Inklings, I guess, so I don't have to type that whole name. But I'm just going to replace first year writing. And this is why it's good to keep this schedule worksheet going so that you can keep track of where you're putting your classes.
Absolutely. Okay, let's go find a new first year writing. That's English 1010.
Awesome. So I was in this 9 a.m. section. When do you think that I should look to put first year writing in my schedule?
You could look at 11, but I would not necessarily choose that because let's look at Monday, for example. At 9, you have this Inklings class, and then you have the Well Core hour, and then you would have first year writing at 11 and the business experience at 12. That's a lot of classes back to back, and there's no real defined time to have lunch. I think something that's really important to think about when you're building your schedule is to build in time for lunch. Time for lunch has been built into your schedule for so many years now during school, and now the onus is on you to remember to eat. So I would recommend the 1 o'clock hour if you want to have Monday, Wednesday, Friday class so that you can eat.
Right. And that's super smart because I definitely eat lunch every day. So I need time to do that. So I guess I'll look at this 1 to 1:50 Monday, Wednesday, Friday, taught by the same exact teacher that I was going to have at 9. So I'll just go and change the CRN because that will change. So now it's 11981. And then same department code, same course, but the section is now 15 instead of 4. And then I'll put it in my schedule at 1. And I've had my classes both stacked, like everything in a row, and spread out. And I find that both of those schedule options are good for different reasons. So I'm definitely happy to have a lunch hour in my schedule.
Okay, so you have 13 credits now. So let's try and get one more 3-credit hour class on there to get up to 16 and get the most for our money.
Okay.
This is a place where maybe you want to take your first year religion, or you could even look at a fine art. Which of those two sounds more interesting to you?
I think I want to look at a fine art, and maybe I'll even look at a music class since we're in Music City, right?
Of course.
So I can take music history 2000, 2010, or 2020. So I'm going to go to the music history tab, which is MUH, and let's start at the bottom. So 2020, both of those sections are online courses. I've taken a couple of online courses from Belmont and really enjoyed them, but I don't think I want to take an online course my first semester, especially if you haven't taken one before. So maybe I'll look at 2010, which is pop music experience, and that sounds pretty interesting. This is a night class, and I kind of like the idea of only having class once a week and then having the whole week to do my work for the class. So maybe I'll do this one. So that is from 5:30 to 8 on Tuesdays. And so I'm going to come in here, I'm going to put pop music. And since there's no actual space in the schedule maker for a 5:30 to 8 class because that's kind of a weird time. I'm just going to write the time so I remember that that's when it is.
And while Kayla fills out the bottom, I want to quickly make a note about the schedule. Now it might look like you're packed all the way from 3:30 to 8 o'clock at night. But let's remember that micro class is from 3:30 to 4:45, and the pop music class does not start until 5:30. So you actually have a nice 45-minute break in there where you can either go to Chick-fil-A and get some dinner at Curb Cafe, or you can run over to Corner Court and get a boar's head sandwich, or you could even make it all the way over to the caf and have a buffet dinner if that's what you wanted that night.
Right. And I like the idea that I still have this break from 10:45 all the way until 3:30 on Tuesdays too. So I'm okay with it going until 8. Awesome. Well, I think that I have 16 credit hours picked, and so I'm ready to register.
Great, awesome. Come on back for the next video, guys, and we're going to be joined by Dr. David Sneed again, and he's going to help walk us through registration.
Awesome.